Hey, my wonderful, wonderful, lovely, lovely people. A pleasant evening to everybody. So, I saw something that was posted on May 2025 online, and it is news from the OPM, which is the Office of the Prime Minister, government. And it says government to take a second look at legislation on sex offender registry. And this is what Prime Minister Andrew Holness has stated. Where we are in the society, our laws need to favor the protection of life and the protection of the victim rather than trying to protect the criminals. It is time that the society draws a clear line that we must eliminate the criminals from our society. They mean you no good. And this is coming from the Prime Minister, Andrew Holness. And it says, and I'm reading now, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has committed that the government will review the legislation on sex offences, specifically the sex offender registry. I know a lot of people have been calling out for it, and we hope that this will prove fruitful as opposed to futile. Speaking on Mother's Day, Sunday, May 11, on Jobley in Spanish Town, while on a visit to the home of 9-year-old Kelsey Cassidy Ferrigan, who was assaulted and killed. Prime Minister Holness reassured members of the community that everything is being done to bring the perpetrator to justice. Judgment. That's what it is when we say justice. The Ministry of National Security has announced a $2 million reward for information leading to the capture of the person responsible. The police have also named a person of interest in the matter. Prime Minister Holness praised the residents for playing part in giving information to the police to assist with the investigation. Dr. Holness said the government is listening, and will review aspects of the sex offender registry. This incident must be considered a turning point. The person who is alleged to have committed the crime is someone who is a repeat offender. Usually they are. And sometimes the recidivism is frequent, meaning they go back into the system for the same crime, heinous crime committed. Someone who is out on bail, and as a mother of the child who perished pointed out, said she had no idea that this man, who was essentially her neighbor, was a repeat offender and was actually out on bail. I want to say this to you, beautiful people. This is something that was said to me many years ago. Most people who are sexually assaulted, 90% of the people that assault them, the perpetrators, are people that they know or who are familiar with them. Rarely do strangers do that. Rarely. Usually if it's strangers, probably somebody really insane. Completely insane. But generally, it is a family member, family friend, or something of the sort. Somebody that knows you or has been lurking around and watching you. I've often heard that for many years. And God has been good to me. And I say this respectfully and humbly, with all compassion and empathy to those who have been molested in a sexual sense. My heart goes out to you. Thank God, boy, I've been spared from such, I call it calamity. It falls under that. Malevolence, it's evil. I mean, it's virulent. There is no... it's hideous in its nature. I can't even imagine what people go through, boy, I don't even know what to say. So that speaks to certain weaknesses, certain issues, and I would say certain anomalies and, gaps that are there, because the person did not know that this person is a repeat molester, basically, her neighbor. So let me tell you something, people, about me. The only person I put on a pedestal is Jesus Christ. Yes, there are people who will not do things, in certain ways, but I don't care. You understand me? Because this thing my name flesh, you don't know when it will become corrupt on you and you don't even realize it, especially when you're outside of Christ. Miss Harry, the only being I put on a pedestal is Jesus Christ. We have to take a second look at our criminal justice system. We have recently reformed the Bail Act, which is true, that I know, and we do not have in place a sex offenders registry. I think this incident requires that we take a second look at how we make the sex offenders registry available to the public so that the public can be armed with information to protect themselves and their children. I'm saying the and their children point, it just says themselves. Yes, there are constitutional issues that we have to balance, but where we are in the society, our laws need to favor the protection of life and the protection of the victim rather than trying to protect the criminals, especially our young girls and even our young boys too. Yes, it's predominantly the girls, but even some of our young boys. And they can't be left out. They should not be left out. It is time that the society... Okay, I read that part already. They mean you no good, declared Prime Minister Holness. Dr. Holness said residents can no longer afford to give shelter to criminals in the society. You have to stop it, mommy. You have to stop it, daddy. You have to stop it, friend and foe. It is wrong. It is wrong. You don't know. Many of the victims have had to battle annihilating themselves. They've had to battle a trauma that they're facing, sometimes during the course of the day, the night, and that is a big part and parcel why we have a lot of problems in relationships, because there's a lot of trauma going on, a lot of trauma, and they don't know what to do with it, and they become angry. So sometimes it has nothing to do with, men may say the woman doing them something, or the woman may say the men. It has to do with the trauma. And because they're not able to deal with it efficiently and effectively, they have not, been rehabilitated. What ends up happening, they're imploding and then exploding, imploding and exploding until it becomes chaotic. It says those who are involved in criminal activities, we cannot support them anymore because it could have been your child. Please know that. It could have been your child, innocent. It has nothing to do with anything. And if your child has been spared thus far, give God thanks and praise. So inasmuch as the society is now emerging with confidence in the police, the society must also resolve itself and be unambiguous in being against criminals. And our laws must reflect that as well. Certainly in terms of reforms that may be needed in how we use and operate the sex offender registry, noted the Prime Minister. Prime Minister Holness said with the reforms in the security forces, citizens have greater confidence in their abilities to deal with crime. This is a new Jamaica that you see emerging even out of conflict. And these kinds of gruesome situations. The citizens have confidence that the police will be able to find the perpetrator. The citizens have confidence that the police will bring the perpetrator to justice. Therefore, the people will play their role in cooperating, supporting, and ensuring that this crime does not happen again. This is how we build a strong and just society where law enforcement, which has a specific role, can do their jobs, and the public, which will always have the moral duty to provide information against crime, will support the police. And once that strong relationship starts to emerge between the citizens and the police, we will have a safer Jamaica and a safer community. And to add to that, those who we would not expect to be on the list would need to come out as well. Yes, there are some people that we would be shocked to oblivion to see who would be on that list. Everybody needs to come out, because if I not today, God will go expose on the next day. And trust me, He will go beat you. God will go beat you. He will go beat you. He will go beat you. Stay there. Guys, you know what to do with TikTok and YouTube? Subscribe. Give me one of those lions.